Hello, my name is Samuel Johnson, and this video will introduce you to the Serious Language Student Chinese flashcards. I think the easiest way to show you how the flashcards work is to leap right into using them and not to worry about the few opening screens. Since I use the flashcards myself, I'm simply going to open up the program and show how it looks as I run it. As you can see, I have the icon to start the program here on my home screen. That's something you can set up for yourself when you download the program. So now to run the program, I simply double click on it. There's the welcome screen, and there is the first challenge, if you will. Notice that it's going from Pinyin to English. That's the simplest kind of challenge you get. And there's always some ambiguity, but I'm guessing that it wants the answer few, which is one of the possible meanings for that pronunciation. And it's correct. Notice that this is not the first time it's been correct, and so the program is now saying, good, you know that well enough to go ahead and challenge and test it the other way, going from English to Pinyin. So at some point we will see that happen. Here's a similar, and this shows the card so that when we go the other direction, we can see how to answer the other direction correctly. Notice that this typical card, you see the character for the word, you see the pronunciation of the word, and you see some information about the character that will be useful later when we are trying to describe a character to the program. And here on any card will be all the English translations that the program recognizes for that word. Okay, here's another case of starting from the Pinyin and going to the English. And that is correct. And here it may be possible for you to get something wrong. You might confuse up and down. So let's answer on, which is going to be incorrect. And it says it's incorrect. So we click OK, and we see the correct response, which is down, below, under, downward. So anytime you make a mistake, you see the card and you see what is correct, and you see what the program will accept as correct. Here's another one where I can pretend that I don't remember how to answer this. Oh, notice this is English to Pinyin now. We've gone up to the second level. It's a new word we haven't seen this session, but I'm supposed to remember it from previous sessions. And it could be a couple of different words with that English prompt. It could be done. Notice that in order to print that, I had to type D, A, and then I had to add a tone, fourth tone. So on the keyboard, I'm pressing 4, and that puts the tone in place, and then N for done. And notice that the result is that I am told that what I gave as an answer was a translation for some of the English words, but this program is expecting a different answer. So here again, how about huh? I had to use the 2 key to get the accent in place. Still not the word it wants. One other possibility, I think, is and that's the word it wanted. And I get the information dui. It was correct. Okay, and then I think here it wants cho, which is first tone. So put a first tone on it to exceed or to surpass. Apparently that was not right. I misremembered it, chow. And so that's the correct answer. Again, you get all the information about the card when you miss it. And here is the particle that's used to indicate the passive, which is bei, I believe. Yes, that's correct. And then we're getting to the third level. We're being given the character and asked both for pronunciation and for the English. So that's the more advanced stage you get to after you've gotten the card correct previously on the easier challenges. So the pinyin for this, I believe, is Ke. And I think one of the possible meanings for that is okay, and so I forget if it's capitalized. Nope, I was right. To be okay is an answer that it corrects, but a program, it is a computer, it's picky, and you have to get it exactly right. So if you want to answer that way, you have to say to be okay and write it that way. Also, it can be not bad, can, or may. Here's another one. That's dung, and that has several meanings. It could be and so on, but it can also mean wait. And here's one that is not too hard. It's the word for mini, which is with first, do with first tone, which is mini. And now I'm being told that this is going to be tested from English to both the Pinyin and the Hanzi. That's the most advanced thing that you can be asked to do. You start with the English, and you have to give both how to pronounce it and how to write it. And you are, of course, reminded of the character and all the information about it. So now we've gotten to that last level of a challenge. We're given the English, and we're asked both to write it and to give its pronunciation. Now, to write a character, we need to remember that information from the card. We have to remember what the radical was and how many additional strokes there were. Well, it happens that I remember that this is a radical by itself, and I remember that's a 5-stroke radical. So I can go here and look at all of the 5-stroke radicals, and there I see it. And it is, in fact, it has a nickname. It has the Chinese nickname, which is simply how it's pronounced, and then it has the English nickname Jade, and it's radical number 96. So I want to choose that radical and say OK. And now, number of additional strokes, there are no additional strokes, so I can put 0, or, backing up, I can just leave that blank and say write. And there are 2 characters that fit that description in the current system in Chinese of dealing with these characters. They list the king character as if it were still that radical, even though it's not. But what we want is the radical with the dot, so we say OK. That writes it, and now we have to put how to pronounce it, and the pronunciation is you, and so that should be paired as correct. Okay, let's do, and this is the program accidentally doing 2 things very similar at the same time. And so I remember now that the nickname is Jade, and there are no additional strokes, so I say yes. But this time I want to pick the Wang character and give the pronunciation Wang. And then, thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I hope it was interesting, and I hope that you will go to www.seriouslanguagestudent.com, download the free sample version, make sure it downloads smoothly and runs smoothly on your device, and if you like the result, please download and license the full version. Thank you very much, and we hope to see you soon at www.seriouslanguagestudent.com.